just got a couple of slides to go, and I just wanted to make sure that you're all focused on the next couple of meetings we've got coming up. Obviously, the most important one, or the next important one, is May, on Tuesday the 29th and Wednesday the 30th. So this will be held in Melbourne at the Park Royal. We've organised the block booking at the Park Royal for accommodation, and when we just finalised the agenda for that meeting, which is just about done now, Ange will be sending out the agenda as well as details of how to book on at the Park Royal. But just briefly, it'll start around lunchtime on the Tuesday and finish at about 4 o'clock on the Wednesday. I think that's a normal sort of process we actually run, so hopefully that won't be too bad and should be normal practice for most of you. What we do want to do is just make sure you're aware of what's going on in November. Last November we informed you that we had to delay the AGM and our meetings this year to coincide with AHA that had some issues with some of their members. They had to push their AGM back. That meant last year we couldn't have a joint meeting with the AHA members, which created a little bit of difficulty in trying to line up, for example, meetings with the National Biosecurity Committee. Worthwhile saying that the IGAB review that came out last year recommended that NBC meet with the members of AHA and PHA at least annually. So we'll be trying to line that up for the Tuesday, November the 27th. Parliament is sitting though, however, that week, which is creating us a few little problems for us in terms of identifying reasonable accommodation rates and locations. So we're currently negotiating with a number of hotels at the moment, see if we can get decent rates. And we're caught between possibly either the Federal Hotel or Eastlake Football Club for the meeting. So we'll just confirm those as quickly as we can. Because Parliament is sitting, all of Canberra gets a bit crazy. You probably all appreciate that. What we are trying to do is organise a meeting with AHA members and NBC, and then have a series of our meetings on the Wednesday. So again, that's a reasonably standard practice for us, but it's important that you can start to get these dates into your diaries at the moment. So what I will say is I'd like to thank everybody who's made the effort to join with us this afternoon. There's probably going to be a dozen things we can learn from conducting this particular webinar. If you've got any feedback, good, bad or indifferent, please don't hesitate to send it to somebody else other than me. No, please don't hesitate to send it to Angela or myself. This is all about continuous improvement and improved engagement with our members. So if there are things we can do to improve that process, then we'll certainly try and do that. As I said at the beginning of the webinar, this isn't the total sum of our engagement with members around what we're doing with AOP, in the development of the AOP. That has been ongoing for a while and will continue over the next month or 6 weeks. So we'll certainly continue to talk to you about opportunities we have to focus our activities in certain areas. That being said, it is our aim to get a draft annual operating plan out to you around the 4th of May, which should give you enough time to have a little bit, give us a bit of feedback, and then be prepared for discussion perhaps at the May meeting on the 27th, 28th, 29th. And on that note, I don't know, Angela's writing down furiously. I don't know if it's questions. No, it's not. That's good. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank all our members that have tuned in, all staff that made contributions, and those who have presented today. And as I said, if you do have any comments or you think of questions later that we can answer, then don't hesitate to send them in. But also, if you've got any ideas of how we could improve the process, we'd appreciate those as well. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I might call the webinar to a close. But again, thank you very much for your attention.